Today we're going to look at the top 10 rookies per Underdog ADP. We're going to talk some ball on them, look at their situation, look at where they're going in drafts right now. That way you get some information on them. If you want a video on the next 10 rookies that are coming off the board in ADP, just let me know in the comments below. I will deliver. I will have that video out soon. But before we begin, you need to click that subscribe button. We're looking at these players every day. We're doing deep dives on these players. We're doing these player lists. We're going over these players. We're going over the values. And then in season, we talk about the waiver wire every day. Even when the waiver wire runs and your waiver wire is done for the week, we still talk about it just in case you need to make some pickups. We will be here for you. Click that button. Just slide that thumb over. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the first rookie off the board on Underdog Fantasy. And why we're using their ADP is because there's money on the line right now with them. Money is on the line. People are pushing their chips in. And he's being drafted in the first round with the last pick per Underdog Fantasy in their ADP. Wide receiver 9 off the board. Prior to that, he was like the 201 pick. So he's been in this range all along. The thing about this is he is forecasted to get a lot of touches. Trey McBride's there. I look for him to get a 20+% target share of the offense. But I look for Marvin Harrison Jr. to get peppered. I look for him to be good around the end zone. It's going to be really hard to live up to that wide receiver 9 price tag. But the volume should allow him to get there. But it's going to be hard for a rookie. It's hard to imagine a rookie doing so. But he also has the upside of a Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb and a Justin Jefferson. But it's hard to do that as a rookie the first year. Maybe there's a ramp up. Maybe not. Maybe not. But also you can say the other receivers here. Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch is looking good in his passing game as well. Kyler Murray is probably the buy here. Kyler Murray is probably the buy here for this team because this offense is looking good in training camp. Marvin Harrison Jr. is an expensive get, but the upside could be league winning here. And then you got him on the term. You can stack him with the other wide receivers or you stack him with the running back. And there you go. This could be the draft pick that wins your league. Malik Nabers is just as expensive almost. He's in the back end of the second round. So he's a little cheaper. Just as talented as Marvin Harrison Jr., he's going to have worse quarterback play. The ball may not be accurate, but we pray to God that he gets the targets, that he gets the target share, that Danny Dimes can do it. Because if he does, and he pushes it 30% of the time to Malik Nabers, 25% of the time still good, 20 still all right, he's going to be valuable in fantasy football. And he has the upside to give you Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson numbers. He has that in his game. We saw that in training camp. We saw that in preseason. He's got the athleticism. He's got the ball skills. At this spot, it's risky with all the wide receivers. They're all good in this range, but they all got that one little red flag. Now, you may be looking at your favorite one in this round 2 range and be like, I like him. I like him. There's no red flags. I'm drafting him all day. But again, objectively, if you look at all of them, they all got their one little red flag. If you look at that, Malik Nabers, rookie, suspect quarterback play. But we know the talent's there. We know he's a top tier prospect coming out for the NFL draft. Xavier Worthy. He's steaming up the board. Round 5 draft capital. Prior to this, round 6, round 7 range, around where Odunze was going down there on the draft board. But Marquise Hollywood Brown is going to be out for a little bit. We don't know how long. He's got speed to burn. And I see him being in on the offense where you're just wondering what's going to happen. Then all of a sudden, bam, catches a deep ball. Bam, catches another one. Then all of a sudden it's silent. And then he catches another one. And it could be like that every other game. Every game. Or not at all, and I could be just wrong. But he's going to be on the field. He's looking good with Patrick Mahomes. That's why we look at the training camp highlights every single day, so we can get a feel of what these players are doing behind the scenes. Some people roll their eyes at highlights, but if you study all of them, you kind of see some trends. He is breaking off routes. He is getting separation on the deep end with that 4.2 speed. He's electric. He can get you yards after the catch. And maybe he can be the difference maker in this offense, allow this team to push it deep a little bit more. And now you're catching him at a round 5 price tag. I mean, if you look at the wide receivers in this range, Jaden Reed, Keenan Allen, who might be the wide receiver 2 on this offense, or just fighting for targets and might be up and down if Odunze hits, Calvin Ridley, who should surprise some folks, but has some red flags, Christian Kirk. He's good, he's steady, but the upside isn't league winning. Terry McLaurin's got a rookie quarterback slinging the rock. You got some of the other positions. You can pivot to the running back. Look, Xavier Worthy has some upside in the Chiefs' offense. Odunze. So the thing about Odunze, there was a lot of people saying he was better than Malik Nabers and Marvin Harrison Jr. He's in his offense. He's fighting for targets here with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, which is a tough ask for him. A very tough ask. However, if you were regarding him as a generational prospect over the spring during draft season, then you should be slamming this pick left and right. If not, then you were just lying to everybody. He's a very good prospect. Pac-12 After Dark, Saturday nights, he was just making it rain with plays. He's got the speed to get downfield. He's got nasty route running. He is ahead of developments. He does have competition for targets. That could mean spotty production off and on, considering he's a very good prospect. That could just mean he just takes over and he road dogs the other wide receivers. I'm not saying there's projections here, but I am saying he's a very good lottery ticket because the talent is much better than the draft slot. And the draft slot's there due to the competition in the offense and a rookie quarterback. But compared to Malik Nabers and Marvin Harrison Jr., he really, talent-wise, draft-wise, shouldn't be too far off from them. So that is a good spot if you want to go in and cash or try to get a lottery ticket with immense upside. And the upside's league winning. If you want to talk league winning upside, you got to talk Brian Thomas Jr. because that 4.3 speed paired with Trevor Lawrence with Doug Peterson there is electric. And I look for this team to really push it downfield, run at a fast pace. They finished the season running at a fast pace last year, and this team is going to be a little different. They're going to be vertical, and they said that with the Gabe Davis get. They said that with the Brian Thomas get. He's been making plays in preseason. He's been making plays in training camp. He's been looking good in OTAs and minicamp. And the thing is, you scoff at these wide receivers, but this is one of the better wide receiver classes of all time, maybe the best, the deepest with talent. At the top, all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see some guys break out this season. Brian Thomas Jr., I would not be surprised if he outproduces Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Nabers due to him having good quarterback play. He's already a starter on the depth chart. He's going to get deep targets, and all he has to do is just hit, develop, and take some steps forward, and he could be a surprise option. I do like the price tag. It is going up. He was round 7. Now he's round 6, but still a good get. That being said, in your home league drafts, round 8 range maybe? Maybe I've seen some people say that in the comments. They got him like round 8, round 9. He could be cheaper due to him being a rookie. Keon Coleman is another lottery ticket wide receiver. And what we like about him and what's good about his profile for fantasy football, his ability to get downfield, his catch radius, his ability to box out at the catch points. A lot of people are down on his route running. However, creating separation is not just off the break, but it's also creating separation vertically, creating separation off the catch point. The wide receiver depth chart's very ambiguous, and this could be a process that takes time in the offense. So you can look at him two ways. You can draft him now as your lottery ticket, or if you're expecting this to ramp up or have a slower development for Keon Coleman, you could always just wait a few weeks, pick him up off waivers if his manager decides to drop him, because not all of these wide receivers that are rookies this year are going to hit year 1. That's going to take them some time, and I've seen leagues. I've seen the comments. Devin Achane last year. People were asking, how long can I hold him? How long can I hold him? It's like, you're just going to have to diamond fist and do what you can, and I believe some of those guys ended up dropping him. Maybe, I'm not for sure. But he hit like the next week. And you just never know when it's going to happen. And some of these players hit later than others. Not at all. Earlier than you think. Some hit when they're not expecting to hit. But when you have a top tier wide receiver class and you're in the lottery ticket range here for wide receiver in round 7 here on Underdog, it'll be a little cheaper in your fantasy league. Sometimes you just got to chase the air yards. And he's going to get air yards. He's going to get deep targets. He's going to get the ball slung to him deep downfield, and all he has to do is bring in a couple of those. And that's what we're looking at. We're not looking at him to rack up 10 catches a game. We're looking at him really as a rookie here to get downfield, get down there, get 30, 40 yards downfield, bring in that ball contested, and rack up like 5 points on that play. Do it again later. Next thing you know, you got 10 points. Maybe sometimes those are in the end zone. And you know what? It's off and on, and maybe it develops to be more over time. Keon Coleman's got some upside, though. Ladd McConkey's got some upside, too, because he's in this Chargers offense. He's going to be in the slot. 4.3 speed. Expect a slower ramp up. Watch this Chargers offense. See what it's doing, too. Watch its pace. Watch the pass attempts. But Ladd McConkey's got some upside in this offense. Brock Bowers. What I'm reading, he's got a little bit of an ankle issue. We're monitoring that. That might impact whether or not you want to draft him. He is being drafted as the 10th tight end off the board. That's something to note. He's got upside. I look at him as a lottery ticket tight end. That's a little bit expensive that you can catch in the middle rounds. He's got Michael Mayer to compete for red zone targets with. I bet Michael Mayer gets some red zone targets this year. That makes us very unhappy. But I look for him to also be a big slot that gets moved in line. So I look for him to get some opportunities and be used in all different facets, maybe even out of the backfield a small percentage of the time, because we saw that in training camp. I look for them to move Brock Bowers around when he's healthy and on the field. That is something to look at. He's an upside play. Jonathon Brooks starting off on the pup. Going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. However, when he comes in middle of the season, could be that league winner. He has that upside. He has that juice. He's going to be running behind a revamped offensive line, which it might be decimated by then, but he's going to have an opportunity to potentially do so. But he can catch the ball in the backfield. He can create yards and space. A guy to pay attention to, and could be that league-winning asset here in the middle of rounds that comes in middle of the season. Caleb Williams is our 10th player. There's a lot of other good players we want to talk about. All you have to do is let me know in the comments below if you want me to keep going. I'll do another video. Caleb Williams, QB 12 in ADP. He's up like a spot in the QB rankings per ADP on Underdog, but he's looking good in preseason. People are going to be scared to pull the trigger, but he can give you that rushing production, and he loves to throw the ball deep downfield. He's not going to check it down. And what does that mean? They're not going to yank him. He's Caleb Williams. He's their guy. He's their franchise player. They're going to let him throw those YOLO balls, and he's going to give you some splash production. He's going to run around like a chicken with his head cut off on some place, throw it down there, and he's going to get it. He's going to get it. We saw this at Oklahoma, like the first game, coming in for Spencer Rattler. And then we saw that at USC. We've seen this in preseason. Caleb Williams has some upside in this offense. At this draft slot, Caleb Williams has a lot of potential and a lot of upside due to the rushing production and the deep balls attempted for the foreseeable future. And on top of that, he's got some good wide receivers to throw the ball to. So he could be a guy that comes out, gives you top tier production, and you're catching him at a good price tag nonetheless, because he is going to be a lot cheaper in home league drafts. But those are 10 rookies that we're looking at today. Let me know who you're trying to get in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.